there, and welcome to our Balanced Thyroid and Hormones Masterclass. Today, we're going to be discussing our 5-step blueprint that hormone thrivers use to balance their hormones so they can increase their energy, have mental clarity, and optimize their weight to experience vitality in all areas of your life. And I am super excited that you are here and eager for you to get some breakthrough ahas and inspiration. Now, as we dive in, just first to know that this is for you, this is if you've been newly diagnosed, perhaps with hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's, hypertension, insulin resistance, anxiety, or polycystic ovarian syndrome. Or maybe you're just struggling with a host of unwanted symptoms, right? Weight gain, mood swings, insomnia, headaches, fatigue, etc. And they're interrupting your life. You want to have more energy, increase mental clarity, and optimal weight. And you're committed to creating health improvement. You know that you are worth it. You're likely here because you perhaps have been feeling stressed and overwhelmed when it comes to your health plan. You don't want to make the wrong decision. And you're not confident in your plan to optimize your health. Maybe you've tried other diets and workouts and cleanses without lasting success. And you're concerned that you're not getting enough nutrients or don't know what your body needs, why this is happening. Perhaps you're struggling with other health issues. You may be worried that you won't figure out why these things are happening and what to do to make a shift. Or worried that health decline in the next 6 months, 2 years, 5 years is inevitable, right? Your future is in question. What is this going to be like down the road? You want to be vibrant and present for your kids and your grandkids. I'm talking about long-term sustainable health. You want to be in that place where you feel confident in that future. You don't want the quality of your life to be diminished. And the only way for this to change is to take action. So my hope for you today is to feel inspired, to gain new ahas, and to be ready to act. My promise to you is to discover the 5-step blueprint that women with hormone imbalances are using to increase their energy, to have mental clarity, sleep deeply, wake up feeling refreshed, to optimize their weight, and to experience vitality and energy in all areas of their life. And we've helped hundreds of women just like you. So you're in a good place. Sit back, relax, and really enjoy. And just as a heads up, there's nothing for sale during this masterclass. We're going to be sharing strategies and tools and resources, but this isn't going to be something where you're going to be, prompted to buy at the end of this session. We do have an amazing gift. I love it. It creates results fast, and I'm going to be sharing that towards the end, so stay tuned. All right, so let's dive in. We are going to be address thyroid and hormone imbalance. And now when we look at this, many of us are familiar with thyroid, especially because that's often one that's a first sign of signal if our primary care physician or our doctor notices a change in thyroid levels. But I want to take a look at the whole picture, because as you can see from this, our pancreas, which is producing insulin, our adrenal gland, which is producing cortisol, all of these things work in a symphony together. Nothing is isolated. And it's important to look at the orchestration of our hormone balance as a whole in order to really create that long-term sustainable plan. We want you to have lasting improved health, right? So you feel great in your life each and every day. No more feeling like you're missing out on the real zest in your life. True connection. Feeling energized, feeling eager and joyful. I want you to have confidence that you're going to be present, you're going to be calm, you're going to be lighthearted, you're going to be fun for your kids for years and decades to come, for your grandkids. Does this sound like you now? Maybe you're questioning, what can I even do now? This is just the way things are. Or questioning your decisions. Perhaps you think medication and drugs are inevitable, and you've had to restrict certain activity or certain experiences because of the way you feel or because of your confidence. Maybe you're thinking this is just how things are for women my age, or that it's genetic. If you have any of those thoughts, first of all, it's not your fault. You are not alone, and we get to open up the door of possibilities for you today. The real problem is common approaches to treating hormone imbalances are flawed and failing. Did you know that the Mayo Clinic proceedings research indicated that less than 3% of US adults are healthy, happy, and on track to stay that way? That's pretty scary. That means 97% of our population is set up for chronic disease or already is living with a chronic condition. So we want to bust out of that paradigm and create new understandings for you. Here's why I say that 90% of what women think improves their thyroid and hormone health fails, doesn't work, or can potentially even cause harm. So we're going to be talking about 5 keys to your success. And the only reason I can share this with you is because I've been through this personally. Hi, my name is Amanda Hinman. I'm a women's hormone health expert. My specialty is helping to find a better way to maximize your health by breaking down complex concepts and bringing a clear solution. And I've designed a proven roadmap to creating naturally balanced hormones. All you have to do is follow along. I've had years of experience as a functional medicine practitioner, studying functional medicine science and over 100 different dietary theories. I founded a wellness company called Hinman Holistic Health, and together my team and I have supported hundreds of women to reclaim their health from various hormone imbalance conditions. Perhaps you've seen me on different places. These are all what I think are the resume things that look good on paper. But I think what's even more powerful is the experience that I've lived through. Even though women from all over the country seek out our help now, things were not always this way. At age 33, a diagnosis changed my life. I was diagnosed with an autoimmune condition called Hashimoto's thyroiditis. I was told by my doctor that my body was attacking itself. My TPO thyroid antibody levels were off the charts, and I was likely to develop multiple autoimmune conditions if my life continued in this direction. And at that time, I was a young mom of 3 daughters, right? Married to my high school sweetheart. I remember walking out of the doctor's office and just being stunned. I was angry. I was in denial. I was shocked. I was confused. It was a whole range of emotions. And all I kept thinking is, I want to be there for my 3 daughters. And I was pregnant with my 4th daughter on the way. It was really important for me to absolutely create a shift. I wasn't going to set up the stage for multiple autoimmune conditions to manifest over the next coming years. And I remember the range of emotions: feeling angry, feeling frustrated and confused, and then feeling overwhelmed, and then defeated. It really is unsettling to have your health future in question. And then my worst nightmare happened. My oldest daughter, who was 8 years old at the time, had developed such extreme anxiety that she was having multiple seizures in a day, anywhere from 10 to 15 episodes. And it was really shook me to the core. I knew that my health was being challenged, and now even more so hers. We never knew when the next moment was going to happen, and she would have potentially a life-threatening episode. She was taking 4 benzodiazepine or 12 pills a day as an 8-year-old just to make it through a 24-hour period episode free. And I just kept thinking, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to our family? This doesn't make sense. How is this possible? Is this my fault? What will our lives be like? How will our lives change? I mean, I was on medication. I was told I would be on medication for life. My daughter was taking medication. We were told she would never be able to drive a car because of her medications. And that was so unsettling. And I just was wondering, am I alone? The doctors were amazing. They were kind, and they were really helping us with symptom management. Yet they couldn't answer the questions of, why is this happening? What is causing this? And I dug in and did research. And that's when I spent tens of thousands of dollars and went back to school and learned functional medicine science, which is all about customized individual root cause resolution approach to health. I went from feeling massively overwhelmed and defeated to creating a sense of determination. Things were clicking into place. I started to gain new ahas, different understandings, and could see what my body needed and what my daughter's body needed to heal. So that lit a fire of determination. My mindset became focused on our family, on the longevity of being able to spend many, many more years filled with fun memories and filled with connection, filled with time spent together, quality time together, right? My mindset became one of being stronger. I can learn new things. I can make adaptations so that we can create a new health future. This shift will happen for you too. It is empowering, it's liberating. And when the shift happens, it literally sets you up on a whole different trajectory for your future. And today we're going to be talking about the keys to your success in creating that new health future, so that you can have your hormones balanced, your health optimized, feel good, be connected, have energy, release weight, feel refreshed and rejuvenated, be calm, centered, and grounded in your life. This is our family now. We've come a massive shift. In less than a year's time, we were able to wean off of 13 medications between our family. And I know it's possible for you too. We're stronger and confident in our bodies and in our health. Feeling happy, loving life, having that energy and that vitality, right? Imagine what life looks like for you when you're there. I want you to really sit with that. That's so important, is to connect with that vision, that future of where you're headed. No more pursuit of the right diet or workout plans, where it's running your life and just constantly chasing what's going to be the next thing that's going to make a change, or beating yourself up because you're not doing enough, right? I want you to feel calm, engaged, lighthearted in your most important relationships with your kids, with your spouse, with your coworkers. So you can look forward to meeting friends for a fun night out, or feel sexy in your clothes, feel good in your body, have the energy. When you're excited to add activities into your vacation itinerary, new exciting adventures, because it's fun. There are no limitations on what you feel you can do. When you're able to put together a meal that your whole family enjoys. And when you're not worried about whether or not you will be around for your child's wedding day or the birth of a grandchild, right? We're talking about long-term sustainable health and vitality. But the only way to get there is to start to create some new understandings. This means we have to release the old way of thinking about things and understand that common approaches are often flawed and failing. So we're going to be talking about these 5 key discoveries today to open up and unlock the potential. Key discovery number 1 is that chronic conditions need more than acute solutions. And virtually all hormone imbalances are chronic conditions. The old way of thinking is, I must act immediately to minimize my unwanted symptoms. When in fact, hormones are the messenger molecules in the body. They are signaling, they're giving us a clue, a message. If something is happening and you have an unwanted symptom, it's your body trying to communicate with you. Your hormones act like a table, with your body being the surface of the table where everything is taking place and happening. And your hormones are like the legs holding it up, holding it together. Your hormones act in a symphony. I mentioned this before. Nothing is isolated. Everything affects something else. So whether we're talking about your thyroid hormone, or cortisol levels, or insulin and blood sugar levels, or progesterone and estrogen and testosterone, these things are all synergistically linked together. So trying to treat or support or manage one isolated hormone without looking at the full picture isn't going to get you very far for that long-term sustainable approach. When hormones become imbalanced, it throws the whole dynamic off kilter, right? And like I said, these are the big six that we look at: thyroid, insulin, cortisol, progesterone, estrogen, testosterone. Sometimes our immediate reaction is, how do I fix this right now? Right? For me, I start taking thyroid medication because I have thyroid imbalance. Well, my question to you is, would you try to fix an uneven table if there was a saw that chopped down every leg within close range? So yeah, you may fix the table, but then that saw is going to come right back again and chop it down. Is there a saw that is chopping down your table legs? Are you still actively creating imbalance in your hormones? If so, what caused it to chop down those legs? Do you know that question? That's where we get to start, right? Otherwise, we're just kind of perpetually chasing our tails. And oftentimes the primary causes of hormone imbalance can be suboptimal hormone levels. Either we are not able to produce adequate amounts of that hormone, or hormone blockages. Things are getting tied up and not being excreted in the body. That was the case in my daughter's situation. She had high amounts of excess adrenaline and cortisol that just kept triggering neurotransmitter seizure activity, right? I had low suppressed levels of thyroid. I wasn't able to produce enough hormone, and also had some blockages taking place. And then we have secondary causes: behaviors, conditions, diseases, disorders, medications. So looking at and understanding these is a critical step to creating that longevity and balance. Maybe perhaps your table was not balanced from the start, like mine wasn't. I didn't have adequate levels of hormones being produced. So supplementing with some hormone is a good start, and it can be a temporary, support system. It's kind of like putting a cast on your leg. You wouldn't necessarily want to wear a cast for the rest of your life, but it can be very beneficial, at least for a period of time. So should you act immediately, or does it make sense to identify the root cause of your imbalance so that you can create a long-term holistic approach to optimal health? We help people to identify causes of their thyroid and hormone imbalance. And one of the tools that you can research and pick up at Hinman Holistic is our hormone health assessment. This is part of the Natural Thyroid and Hormone Health Kit. There's a few-page assessment that helps you to identify if it's suboptimal cortisol levels or insulin or thyroid levels that could be playing a factor in your situation. As Stacy shared, it is amazing what happens when you look deeper and you get that full picture. That's not always the case when we go to our doctor. And why this is so important, because hormones are the messenger molecules in the body. If something is off and you're experiencing symptoms, it quite literally is your body trying to tell you, hey, pay attention. It's like throwing up a flare. Pay attention over here. Something is happening. So it's time to get curious and to understand and identify what is that root cause so that we can bring things back into balance. So you can be your own health detective and start to understand what is at play, what is the dynamic in your body. So key to your success, number one, is to identify the cause. Discovery number two is that healthy hormones require a consistent supply of key nutrients. When our hormone levels are low or suboptimal, that can be because of lack of nutrients, or when we have hormone blockages, that also can be because of a lack of nutrients. Sometimes we've been told the wrong information, that what you eat isn't that impactful. In fact, nutrients are required to synthesize and to make hormones. This small little chart here just gives an example of what goes into play to create progesterone, cortisol, testosterone, estrogen. My situation, I had really, really rock bottom levels of progesterone, which made it difficult to create cortisol and other hormones. They're all tied together. Another dynamic that I find is interesting and often insightful for many women is that when we have suboptimal thyroid function, our levels of cholesterol can start to elevate. That's because cholesterol with thyroid and some other vitamins and minerals work together synergistically to create other hormones. When we don't have that level of thyroid action happening, the cholesterol just piles up. So one of the key things is to start to look at that balance across, again, it's a symphony, it's an orchestration all tied together. And we need certain nutrients to prevent blockages from hormones that are not being excreted out of the body. This is what happens in different phases of our liver detoxification. As you can see, there's a whole host of vitamins and minerals and amino acids that are necessary every single day in order for those cells to do their job. So getting adequate levels of nutrition in on a regular basis is absolutely critical. So step number 2 to your success is to replenish nutrients. Key discovery number 3 is healthy hormones aren't balanced by what you eat, they're balanced by what you absorb. If your body were a plant, most women fail to consider the soil, right? We think about our salads and our smoothies and our supplements, which are part of the plant, which is great. However, in order to absorb those nutrients, we need to have strong, healthy soil. And our gut is like our soil. So our roots inside the small intestine and the large intestine, we have these little things called villi. Villi are like the roots. They help to absorb the nutrients. And these villi are so critical. In fact, they're so important that if you were to take all the villi and spread them out, they would cover an entire football field. That's how much you have inside your body, because it is absolutely critical to get nutrients to your cells. So we have to know, do we have adequate levels of villi? Are they working properly? Because if we have poor gut health, that's going to be bad for our hormones. That's going to be one of those root causes that could be throwing our table off kilter. Another thing to think about is, are the nutrients making it to your soil, to your villi? Because low stomach acid is a factor for many women. And oftentimes it's misdiagnosed that people have elevated levels of stomach acid or high stomach acid when they experience reflux, or when they experience, burning sensation or getting full quickly after eating. Many women will take Tums or a proton pump inhibitor medication to suppress stomach acid levels, thinking that their levels are too high, when in fact, it's usually a sign of suboptimal low stomach acid. Because if our stomach acid is too low, it prevents that pyloric sphincter from opening up and keeping our stomach acid in the right place. So these could be some of the reasons that are preventing that adequate absorption in your situation. Does your soil have the right balance? Our gut has a microbiome, which is a balance of microscopic bugs that do very important jobs. Not only do they help to synthesize hormones, they create neurotransmitters, they help to balance, even vitamin D is actually a hormone, it's generated in our gut. So we need to have the proper balance of bugs in our microbiome in order to create these important enzymes and nutrients and hormones in our body. So knowing whether or not your gut has the right balance is going to be a critical step. Are your roots working properly? Because disease and stress reduce their ability to absorb. In my situation, I was chronically in a place of stress, go, go, go lifestyle, and which was really struggling with a lot of different judgment and resentment and family dynamic challenges with my extended family in the year and 2 preceding my diagnosis. So my villi, my roots were not able to absorb many nutrients. That is a critical factor. Are you getting the right nutrients in the right amounts so that you can have the building blocks for balanced hormones? And I'm often asked, Amanda, what's the right diet? What is going to work, right? And the one thing I will tell you for sure, there is no one right diet for everyone. Having studied more than 100 different dietary theories, some things work great for some women and are terrible for others. It's about knowing your body and really carving a plan that's going to be customized to your situation. This is why we take a comprehensive approach to helping you build out your plan to replenish nutrients and to restore your digestive fire. Having this game plan helps you to feel empowered because you know that your body is getting what it needs to feel good, just like Kendra did. She said she stopped feeling bloated. having breakout and rashes after eating certain foods. All of this signals to your body that it can get what it needs to work. It's kind of like putting gas in a car and then it will run. If you put water in it, you wouldn't expect it to run very well. So step number 3 is restoring your digestive fire, your ability for that soil to absorb nutrients. Next, we're going to be talking about the old way of thinking, and my body and my hormones are permanently imbalanced, or this is just the way things are. I'm going to share with you, earlier in my life, I was very, very active. I was a Division I University of Iowa college cheerleader. I had taught fitness and performance classes for a number of years, so I was in the health and fitness arena, personal training, performance training for some collegiate level and professional athletes. So I considered myself to be a very, very healthy person. I ate salads, was mostly vegetarian for a period of a few years. And when I was diagnosed, that rocked me to my core, because these experiences prior to that had shaped my identity. I believed myself to be someone who was optimally healthy. And then when I was diagnosed with an autoimmune condition and my daughter started having daily seizures, it stripped all of that away. I had to relearn what true lasting health vitality was and how to bring that and build that into our lives. So key discovery number 4 is that if you're experiencing symptoms or a diagnosis, this does not have to mean you are settling for the rest of your life. You can adopt a growth mindset and create massive transformation, just like we have in so many other women that we've supported. Perhaps you've heard this, that hormone issues are part of being a woman. Culturally, that's something we hear often. And I absolutely invite you to write a new story. That doesn't have to be your version. That doesn't have to be your pathway. You can embrace and understand what's happening in your body so that you can create a new normal. A little known fact also is that weight loss does not necessarily mean hormone balance. Many times women will focus on losing the weight as a primary driver to feel better. However, time and time again, I've worked with women who have had some drastic weight loss, and yet that actual experience was what created an imbalance in their body to begin with, because of really shifting around their detoxification and impairing their cortisol levels. So creating that long-term sustainable plan may not necessarily mean it's just about dropping weight, especially doing so in a very fast fashion. That may just be part of the picture, right? A lot of times it's like taking a camera, taking a picture, that's part of the equation, yet it's not the whole frame. It's not the whole room. We need to have a deeper, more comprehensive understanding of what's going on in your situation. Otherwise, we may be creating cracks in your foundation. The last thing you want to do is to take some drastic action and have that action unknowingly set you up for future challenge. Body weight and body fat are tied to our overall hormone health, right? In fact, body fat percentage is one of the most influential indicators of our hormone balance, of toxicity, and our metabolic health. So it is helpful to look at that. But I want you to consider the perspective of your nervous system. Your nervous system is what manages whether or not we're in that sympathetic fight or flight mode of operation, or if it switches over to what we call the parasympathetic rest, digest, repair, and heal phase of operating. When your body holds on to extra pounds of fat, it is like it won the metabolic lottery jackpot. Your body perceives fat as a beneficial thing. It's a backup source of energy. Did you know that 25 pounds of extra body fat is the equivalent of roughly 90,000 extra calories? So if you are living in a way that signals to your nervous system day in and day out that life is overwhelming, my world is stressful and fearful and lacking key nutrients that I need to work and function well, your body is going to want to hold on to those fat reserves in case it needs it in a time of danger in the future. So it metabolically will be making it very difficult for you to release fat. That's why part of this journey is purposefully activating that parasympathetic mode so that we can tell our nervous system to relax, to rest, to digest, and to heal. And the most insidious part of our stress is our own thoughts. Judgment, rumination, speculation, the voice in your head. This is the part that lives with us day in and day out and is the most insidious to activate that sympathetic stress response. So it's absolutely critical that part of your healing journey includes taking a new way to shape your thoughts. I love this image here. This HPATG axis of interconnection shows how everything is a cascading signal, right? It starts with the hypothalamus in the brain. Our thoughts, how we perceive our world, how we perceive interaction, circumstances, people, situations, conversations. What is the underlying meaning that we give to that? That's going to then signal to everything else about the pituitary, the status of our physiological environment, the adrenals, our stress and immunity, our thyroid, and even down to our gonadal tissue. I love this quote: life is about 10% what happens to you and about 90% how you react to it. So it is absolutely critical to have a game plan, support, and a strategy for how to reset your thinking. This is called neuroplasticity. Changing in thought patterns, releasing limiting beliefs, creating new meanings is a non-negotiable part of long-term sustainable health balance. Just like Elise said, it's about learning how to understand your body and how to think differently. It allows you to step out of your comfort zone, to set new goals, to take new actions, and to achieve them. That's what makes true lasting change. And doing it in a shared environment is really powerful, with other women who can relate, who create a safe space, who lovingly accept each other, no judgment, and really allow that true transformation to unfold. Key discovery number 5 is that long-term vitality includes signaling to your body that your environment is safe, even outside of your physical body, where you live, that is safe. And this includes everyday toxins in your home, right? Things like from our makeup and our cleaning supplies, even our water can contain chemicals that are endocrine disrupting. Having fresh air circulate goes a long way to create an environment that is going to support your overall optimal balance. And this is always interesting, thinking about your skin like a giant mouth, right? We would never think of slathering on and eating some of the things that we slather on our skin. And actually, believe it or not, there's more protection when you eat it because it has to go through all the processes in the gut and the microbiome. There are more protective measures put in place there than the things that you put on your skin that are absorbed directly into your bloodstream. So keeping that perspective of what is that toxic threshold that I am creating for my body each and every day. Now, this can seem overwhelming, and we want to focus on the things that you can influence. Balance of body, mind, and environment. So I want you to reflect, does your health need fixing? Your approach to health need fixing? Looking at some of these different categories and these different areas that we discussed today. And do you know how to fix it? Do you have a clear plan of action? Something that's going to keep you connected, inspired, engaged, and feeling a sense of progress. Because fixing these only gets us to baseline. Yes, absolutely. We want to know what nutrients your body needs. We want to make sure your roots, your villi can absorb those nutrients, right? We want to help you to reset your thoughts so it's not an insidious loop that is going to create stress response in the body over and over. But even doing those things can bring us to a baseline. And it's important to go beyond that because life will always throw us curveballs. If you want to be truly vibrant and have that lasting energy, that vitality, that patience, that lightheartedness, the confidence because you feel amazing in your body, You have to be prepared for the challenges. You know, what if it's or caring for an ailing parent? You know, navigating a stressful situation with a child or a spouse. Those things are going to happen. So we want to have that reserve of energy and vitality to be able to navigate that with grace. And this is where putting the full combination of this plan into place makes a world of difference. So again, taking out the old way of thinking, a new understanding that chronic conditions need more than acute solutions. This is not about ending up in the 97% of US adults that are on track to have chronic conditions. You need to get answers right now is an old way of thinking versus let me understand the full picture here. What else may be at play that's creating an imbalance in my table, right? That's throwing my leg off kilter so that I can understand the root cause and get ahead of things. Critical questions to ask yourself. Are you aware of what the cause is? Is something else causing hormone imbalance? The old way of thinking that salads and smoothies and supplements will solve any problem. And your new understanding is that it's not just about what you eat, it's also about what you absorb, what actually makes it to your cells. And some critical questions to ask yourself, am I eating the right kinds of foods and in the right amounts, getting nutrients that my body specifically needs? Are they making it to my soil? Does my soil have the right bugs? You know, these are all things that we get to become curious about in creating our plan for that long-term vitality. The old way of thinking is my body and my hormones are permanently imbalanced. Nothing I can do about it. It's just the way it is. And your new understanding is that symptoms does not mean you have to settle. It's just simply giving you that red flare. There's an opportunity here. There's something that we can change. There's something that can shift going forward. So I want to encourage you to do everything you can right now to prevent having sleepless nights, chronic exhaustion, fear about a life-threatening diagnosis in the future, or self-loathing about your body, missing out on the most important experiences in your life. That's why now is the time to take action in a new way. Critical questions to ask yourself, am I focused on the things that I can influence? Do my thoughts need adjusting? Is my environment supporting my longevity of health? Do I know how to fix these things? Am I prepared for when life throws me a curveball? Right? If you don't know the answers to these questions, this is what the natural hormone solution provides. It's a comprehensive, guided step-by-step approach to help you navigate through answering these questions. And this natural hormone solution, it's not about the old way, the flawed beliefs, the failing approaches. It's about new understandings, research-backed information. And it's truly, I believe it's foundational for every woman so that she can be in a place of empowerment, clarity, enjoyment, and optimistic belief about her health future. We take a fully comprehensive plan, looking at the physiological aspects of your health, the behavioral, so that you can go from feeling overwhelmed to feeling empowered, and the spiritual, from feeling powerless to feeling inspired. So it actually can be enjoyable to be on this journey of creating transformation. It's to help you uncover and eliminate the stressors, to restore the nutrients and the digestive fire, and create body, mind, and hormone optimization. No more overwhelm, confusing conversations with doctors, or frustrating where you just don't understand why things are the way they are and what to do to make a change. Not knowing what to eat, not knowing what to avoid, questioning your decisions, or maybe even fear of what's going to happen in your future. I want you to feel strong and capable and confident and empowered because you have a game plan in place. And thank you for sticking in for this training and really kind of taking notes, absorbing this information. I want to share with you a free gift. This is a powerful tool, helps so many women to feel better fast. It's called 3 Steps to Decrease Bloating in 5 Days. So we'll be sure to share that in the link with you. And I know going alone can be slow. It can be stressful and uncertain. What successful women with hormone imbalance do is they figure out, what do I want? They clarify, whether it's better health, less pain, more energy, mental clarity, better sleep. They clarify their desire. They know why it's important. Not only is it going to prevent future health decline, but it's really going to add to your life, give you more activity, more loved ones, more connection, more independence. And then you seek out, who can help me do this, right? Instead of trying to do it by yourself and wasting precious months, years even, and sometimes up to tens of thousands of dollars. We've had women that have been able to forego $30,000 surgeries that have saved years on their life. And this is what gets to happen. Here's why it's important. If you go it alone, often there's no clear plan. There's no clear path. Having books are fantastic for information, but they usually don't lead to transformation. And many times women are overwhelmed. There's so much information out there, so many different routes you can go, so much conflicting information that you end up doing nothing. Or try to do it all yourself and reach burnout and just conclude that this isn't working for me. So if you have these questions and need answers for your hormone health, then now is the time to take action. Get some support. Find out what's possible for you. Start to answer these questions. And now you have a choice. I want to review your situation. I've set aside time over the next 24 to 72 hours to personally review your situation. If it makes sense for you to start applying these natural hormone solution steps that we've been talking about into your life starting today, I want to learn a little bit more about where you are. You can submit a Balanced Hormones Accelerator application. This will help give me a better understanding of if and how my team can even help you. And from there, here's how we'll do this. First, we'll figure out where you want to go, what you hope to achieve with your health, and why that's important to you. Then we'll figure out what things are like for you right now. What are you struggling with? What's not great? And we'll uncover the obstacles that are in your way. And finally, we'll start crafting a game plan to move your health forward, to improve it, to create that balance, and to move you in the direction of your goals. And the best part is this application process is absolutely free. It's another opportunity gift for you because I'm super passionate about empowering women to know what's possible and to feel great in their bodies. I know when you feel good, everyone in your life benefits. And so this is my way of truly giving back from my life's purpose. We were given, my family and I were given such amazing support, and it was a game changer. So I want to pay it forward. But before we go any further, you need to know that I can't help everyone. So who this is not a fit for is if you're looking for a quick fix, if you're not in the place to be motivated and to take action, or you don't see coaching and mentorship as a worthy investment, or you're not ready now. Some women say, this sounds great, and maybe in 6 months, my life will settle down. Then great, wait till then when you're ready to take action and submit your application then. Who this is for, somebody who knows that they need to improve their hormone health now. You must be open to new things, right? We're creating new understandings, new patterns. Be friendly and be coachable. And you want that guidance, that mentorship, that support. Somebody be your cheerleader and to really be on this journey with you. You can say with confidence, I am worth it. If this describes you, then here's what to do next. You can go to hinmanholistic.com or click on the link on this page and complete your hormone balance review. You've watched this entire training, so I know that something must be resonating with you. And I applaud you for being here to show up, to learn, and to see what's possible. You want better hormone health, right? You want to eliminate the stressors, eliminate the symptoms, restore the nutrients, and really optimize your body, your mind, your hormone optimization, your health, so that you can feel amazing. You're not getting the results on your own. Too many unanswered questions. And it can definitely be overwhelming to try and do on your own. So take advantage of this opportunity now. If you want clarity and direction, you want to address your hormone imbalances, you want to increase your energy, greater certainty with less struggle, save time, that's a key one. Have confidence in your plan and create a vibrant, healthy future. Then simply go to Hinman Holistic or click on the button on this page and complete your hormone review now. We can do this together. And thank you for taking the time to really invest in your future and your health.